We're diving into a penny that might just be hiding in your collection and worth thousands of dollars. The 1973 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny. But why is it so valuable? Stick around to find out. Let's rewind the clock to 1973. The US was in the middle of a transformative era. The 70s saw a lot of changes, but one thing that remained constant was the iconic Lincoln penny. This penny, minted in Denver, was made from copper and zinc, like many of its predecessors. The 1973 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which is where the D Mint mark comes from. At that time, the US was still dealing with inflation, and there was a steady circulation of coins like these, all at face value. Okay, so what makes the 1973 D so special? Well, in most cases, it's just a regular penny. But certain rare varieties have been discovered, and they're fetching impressive prices in today's market. One of the most sought after is the double die obverse error. This is a coin that has an error where the front, obverse, of the penny shows doubled lettering and features, especially noticeable on Liberty and In God We Trust. These doubled features were caused by the die being misaligned during production, creating a unique error that's incredibly valuable. Now, it's important to note that not all 1973 D pennies are double die errors, so if you think you have one, you'll need to inspect it carefully for the signs of doubling. Now, let's talk about the real question: what are these pennies worth today? A regular 1973 D Lincoln penny is worth just 1 cent. But if you have one with a noticeable error, like the double die obverse, the value jumps significantly. In good condition, a 1973 D double die obverse penny could be worth anywhere between $500 to $1,000. But if it's in mint condition, it could fetch thousands of dollars. Some have even sold for over $4,000 at auction. That's right, thousands of dollars for a penny that was once considered just pocket change. So how can you tell if your 1973 D penny is one of the valuable double die varieties? It's all about looking at the details. Start by examining the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions under a magnifying glass. If you notice that the letters are doubled or blurry, you might be holding on to a valuable coin. Check the date and mint mark carefully as well. If everything looks crisp and well-defined, it's probably not a double die. But if you see distortion in the lettering, there's a good chance you've got a winner. Now that you know what to look for, how do you sell or buy a rare 1973 D penny? First, always get your coin authenticated by a reputable third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. This will help verify its value and authenticity before you try to sell. Once you've got your coin graded, you can either sell it online through auction sites like eBay or at a coin dealer. Just make sure to check recent sales for a good idea of its market value. So, there you have it, the 1973 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. A small coin with a big story and even bigger value if you've got the right one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more coin collecting tips and treasures from the past. We have something truly exciting to talk about: the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This small coin might just be sitting around in your collection, but did you know it could be worth thousands of dollars? Stay tuned as we dive deep into its history, rarity, and value today. First, let's take a quick trip back to 1968. It was a year filled with monumental events. The U.S. was deeply involved in the Vietnam War, Martin Luther King Jr. was tragically assassinated, and the world was witnessing incredible social and cultural changes. But what was happening with U.S. currency at that time? In 1968, the U.S. Mint was producing pennies with one notable difference. Some of the coins were struck without a mint mark. Now, you might be wondering, what does that mean? Well, in most years, U.S. coins, including pennies, are stamped with a mint mark to indicate where they were produced, either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. For most coins from 1968, you'll see a D mint mark, signifying they were made in Denver. But here's the kicker. In 1968, the Philadelphia Mint stopped adding mint marks to pennies. This means that while there were tons of Denver and San Francisco coins in circulation, those from Philadelphia, marked by the absence of a mint mark, are much rarer. So what makes these no-mint mark 1968 pennies so special? Well, the lack of a mint mark was a rare oversight that's now considered a major factor in their value. These coins are significantly harder to find compared to their minted counterparts, which makes them highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about how much a 1968 no-mint mark penny could be worth today. In average circulated condition, a 1968 penny might only be worth around 1 to 5 cents. But here's where it gets interesting. If you have one of these coins in mint condition, it can command a price of anywhere from $10 to $100. But if your coin is in exceptionally good condition, say, it's graded as MS65 or higher, you could be looking at a value of several $100s. In fact, some of the finest examples of the 1968 no-mint mark penny have sold for even more, with prices reaching upwards of $1,000 in auctions. The condition of your coin is the key here. The better it is preserved, the more it could be worth. Cut to example of a coin being graded by a professional narrator. Coin grading is crucial. If you're wondering if your 1968 no-mint mark penny might be valuable, the best first step is to get it professionally graded. Grading systems like those from the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, will tell you whether your coin has the potential to fetch thousands of dollars. Here's how you can tell if your penny is a 1968 no-mint mark. Check the obverse side of the coin, where you'll see Abraham Lincoln's profile. If there is no D or S mint mark beneath the date, you have yourself a 1968 no-mint mark penny. Coin collecting can be a bit like a treasure hunt, and finding a rare penny like this can feel like discovering gold. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, remember that those small, overlooked pennies might have hidden value. So, do you have a 1968 no-mint mark penny in your collection? Could be worth much more than you think. If you found one, or if you're just learning about the value of rare pennies, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin tips and insights. We're going to dive into an intriguing coin that could be hiding in your collection, possibly worth thousands of dollars. Yes, you guessed it. Today's spotlight is on the 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Let's explore its history, what makes it special, and why it could be worth more than you think. In 2015, the U.S. Mint struck millions of Lincoln pennies, and while most of them have a D or a P mint mark, some of these pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. That's right, some 2015 pennies came with no mint mark, which is a rarity that has intrigued collectors. Normally, pennies minted at the Philadelphia Mint don't have a mint mark, but in 2015, the Philadelphia Mint actually struck a significant number of these coins without placing the expected P mint mark on them. Philadelphia Mint, home to the mint mark P, was the source of these coins. And while this may seem like a simple error or oversight, it actually created a huge opportunity for coin collectors. Now, why is this coin so valuable? Well, the key factor is that coins with minting errors, like this 2015 no-mint mark penny, are highly sought after. When these pennies were initially released, most people didn't even notice the absence of the mint mark, and they were used like any other penny. But when collectors realized that some of these coins were missing the mint mark, demand shot up. While it's not as rare as some other misprints or minting errors, the 2015 no-mint mark penny is considered an unofficial error, and this rarity increases its value. Finding one of these in circulation today is a challenge, and if you have one in pristine condition, it could be worth much more than face value. Now, let's talk about the big question. How much is your 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth? If you find one of these in excellent condition, like a mint state MS65 or higher, it could fetch anywhere from $100 to $1,000 at auction. And in exceptional cases, pennies in perfect condition or with unique features have been known to sell for even higher prices. At a recent coin auction, a 2015 no-mint mark penny in mint condition sold for over $3,000. A huge return on a simple penny. So, if you have one of these in your collection, it's definitely worth checking its condition and having it evaluated. So, how can you tell if your 2015 penny is the rare no-mint mark version? First, make sure to look at the obverse or front side of the coin. You should see Abraham Lincoln's portrait without any mint mark below the date. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint typically have the letter P, but the error occurs when that mint mark is left off. If you find a 2015 penny with no mint mark, carefully inspect the rest of the coin for any other abnormalities, and make sure it's in good condition. A clean, scratch-free coin will be much more valuable. Now, let's say you've got a 2015 no mint mark penny and you think it could be worth thousands. What should you do next? You've got a few options. You can take it to a local coin dealer for an evaluation, or even better, consider selling it through online auction platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, or great collections. Just remember, condition is key. Coins with higher grades, free of damage and wear, will command higher prices. Who knew a simple penny could be worth so much, right? The 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a great example of how rare coin errors can create significant value. If you're a collector, or even if you're just a casual coin enthusiast, keep an eye out for these treasures in your change. And if you have one, don't let it slip through your fingers. We're diving into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1964 Lincoln 1-cent penny. This seemingly ordinary penny may just be hiding some serious value, especially if you know what to look for. Stick around, because we're about to explore its fascinating history and how this penny could be worth thousands of dollars. First, let's take a trip back in time. The year is 1964. The United States was in the midst of social and political change, with the civil rights movement gaining momentum, and the country still reeling from the assassination of President Kennedy just months earlier. Amidst these monumental events, the U.S. Mint was busy striking millions of pennies, including the famous 1964 Lincoln 1-cent penny. The 1964 Lincoln penny was struck in copper and had a mintage of over 4 billion coins, making it relatively common in circulation. But what makes this coin so interesting, and even more valuable, is the D mint mark. This small letter signifies that the penny was minted in Denver, and it's crucial to the coin's story. Although most 1964 D pennies are pretty ordinary, some of these coins can be worth a lot more than their face value. In fact, certain 1964 D pennies can fetch thousands of dollars at auctions. But why? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and a few unique features that collectors are always on the lookout for. First, condition is key. A 1964 D penny that has been well preserved, with minimal wear and tear, is highly sought after. The grading system for coins goes from good to mint state, and if your 1964 D penny falls in the mint state category, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Pennies that grade MS-65 or higher have been known to sell for over $1,000 at auction. Scene: a quick flash of an auction house showing a penny being sold for a significant amount. Narrator: you. But what makes this coin even rarer is a few rare varieties that can send its value through the roof. The 1964 D penny is sometimes found with unique die errors, like doubled dies or striking errors, which can make these coins extremely valuable. Take the 1964 D over D doubled die error, for example. This rare mistake shows the mint mark D doubled over itself. If you have one of these in excellent condition, it's worth thousands of dollars to the right collector. The D over D variety is one of the most valuable of the 1964 D pennies, with some examples fetching over $10,000 in top condition. Imagine having one of these hidden in your spare change jar or coin collection. So, how can you find a 1964 D penny worth thousands? First, check your coins carefully. Look for any obvious signs of wear or errors, especially in the mint mark or the lettering. A magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe is a great tool for spotting subtle details. And don't forget about grading. If you think you've found a rare 1964 D penny, it's a good idea to have it graded by a professional service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These companies will assess the condition of your coin and give it an official grade, which can greatly impact its value. Remember, if your penny is in poor condition, its value might be just a few cents. But if it's in mint condition or has an error, your 1964 D Lincoln penny could be worth more than you ever imagined. So, there you have it. What makes the 1964 D Lincoln 1-cent penny a treasure worth thousands? Keep an eye out for those rare finds, and you might just stumble upon the next big thing in your coin collection. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies you might not expect to find in your pocket, the 2017 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This little coin is much more than just a piece of copper. Believe it or not, it can be worth thousands of dollars. Let's find out why. The Lincoln 1-cent penny, a staple of American coinage, has been in circulation since 1909, honoring the 16th President of the United States. In 2017, the U.S. Mint continued this legacy, producing millions of pennies. But why focus on the 2017 D Mint mark? Well, this penny represents more than just history. It's a symbol of change and rarity. Now, if you take a close look at the front of the coin, you'll see Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, the coin showcases the shield of the United States, introduced in 2010, symbolizing the unity and strength of our nation. So why is the 2017 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny worth thousands? Well, here's where things get interesting. While most 2017 D pennies are worth just 1 cent, certain varieties of this penny have become incredibly valuable to collectors. A few specific factors contribute to this skyrocketing value. First, let's talk about error coins, a crucial factor in the coin's value. If you find a 2017 D penny with an unusual error, such as a double die or misstrike, it can be worth significantly more. Some of these error coins have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. Errors can happen during the minting process, and when they do, they make certain coins incredibly rare and sought after. One of the most desirable errors is the double die obverse error, where the design on the front of the coin appears doubled. These errors happen when the coin is struck multiple times, creating a blurry or exaggerated image. If you come across a double die 2017 D penny, you could be looking at a coin worth anywhere from $500 to $10,000 or more. Now, if you're wondering how to tell if your 2017 D penny is one of these valuable treasures, here are a few tips. Grab your magnifying glass and look closely at the details of the coin. Pay attention to the date, the mint mark, and the lettering on the coin. Check for doubled features, especially around the date, the Liberty inscription, and "In God We Trust." If you notice any signs of doubling, it's worth setting that coin aside and getting it professionally appraised. So, where can you find these valuable pennies, and once you have one, how do you sell it? First off, look through your change. While the odds of finding an error coin are slim, you never know what might be hiding in your pocket change. You can also check online marketplaces or attend local coin shows, where collectors might be willing to pay top dollar for rare coins. When it comes to selling your valuable coin, consider getting it graded by a professional service like the PCGS or NGC. A proper grade can help your coin fetch a higher price. Depending on the error and condition, you could sell your 2017 D penny for anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. Now you know the history behind the 2017 D Lincoln 1-cent penny and why it might just be worth thousands of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep an eye on your pennies, because you never know when you might strike it rich. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more awesome coin-related content. And if you found a valuable penny, let us know in the comments below. We've got a fascinating topic, one that may have slipped under the radar for many of you, the 1998 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. These pennies aren't just regular coins you can find in your pocket change. They have a history, rarity, and value that might surprise you. So, if you're a numismatist or just love learning about rare finds, stay tuned, because today, we're diving into the story of this elusive penny and why it's worth thousands of dollars. Let's rewind to 1998. The U.S. Mint was still producing Lincoln pennies, but something unique happened that year. Some of these coins were struck without a mint mark. Now, most of us are familiar with the mint marks on pennies, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. But some of the 1998 pennies came out of the Philadelphia Mint, which typically doesn't use a mint mark on coins produced there. However, this particular year, the lack of the mint mark caused some confusion among collectors. While the Philadelphia Mint traditionally doesn't use a mint mark, The coins from this year gained attention because they were produced during a time of significant coin changes. It was a year when the production quality varied, leading to certain anomalies, most notably, the 1998 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies. Now, you're probably wondering, what makes this penny so valuable? Well, a few key factors play into it. First, there's the rarity. While most 1998 pennies are found with a D mint mark from Denver, the no-mint mark versions are less common. That rarity, combined with the quality of the strike and certain unique characteristics, makes these coins extremely sought after by collectors. For most regular circulation 1998 pennies, you're looking at face value just 1 cent. But if you're lucky enough to own one of the rare, high-grade 1998 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies, especially in MS65 or higher condition, the value skyrockets. Alright, let's talk dollars. The value of a 1998 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny depends largely on its condition. Most circulated versions are worth between 5 and 10 cents. However, if you happen to find one in uncirculated condition with a perfect strike, you could be looking at upwards of $1 to $3. But here's where rare specimens of this penny, graded in high MS grades, like MS67 or even MS68, have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. For example, a 1998 no-mint Mark penny in MS67 grade was auctioned for over $2,000. So, if you come across a 1998 penny without the mint mark, it's worth taking a closer look to see if it's a high-grade specimen. So, where can you find these rare pennies? The truth is, they're out there, but they're not easy to come by. While some of these coins might be in your change, finding one in excellent condition can be a challenge. Collectors and dealers scour coin rolls, estate sales, and auctions looking for these hidden gems. And with the recent surge in interest around rare coins, it's even more important to keep your eyes peeled. If you get a 1998 penny without a mint mark, be sure to check its condition, because it could be worth a lot more than you think. To sum it up, the 1998 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a great example of how a seemingly simple coin can have immense value due to rarity and condition. If you're a coin collector, keep your eyes peeled for this one. It may just be hiding in your pocket change, waiting to make you thousands of dollars richer. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more valuable coin tips. Have you found any rare coins lately? Let us know in the comments below. We've got something special for you, the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. You might have one sitting in your pocket change right now, and believe it or not, it could be worth thousands of dollars. Stay tuned to find out why. Let's start with a bit of history. In 2004, the U.S. Mint introduced a new series of Lincoln pennies to commemorate the bicentennial of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. These pennies were part of a set featuring 4 different designs, each honoring a significant aspect of Lincoln's life and legacy. However, what sets this penny apart is its mint mark, or rather, the lack of one. The 2004 penny without a mint mark is actually an anomaly, as all the pennies produced that year were expected to carry either a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But some of these 2004 pennies came out without any mint mark at all. Why is that? Well, it turns out these coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, but during that year, certain pennies were struck without the traditional P mint mark for reasons that are still a bit mysterious. Now, let's get to the exciting part. Why are these 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies so valuable? Normally, a 2004 penny would be worth just 1 cent, right? But due to their rarity and the mystery surrounding their production, these coins have become highly sought after by collectors. The lack of a mint mark makes the coin incredibly rare. In fact, it's estimated that fewer than 30,000 of these coins were minted, making them extremely hard to find. So, what does that mean for its value? While a typical 2004 penny in decent condition is worth around 1 cent, a 2004 no-mint mark penny in mint condition could fetch anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 at auction, depending on its grade and condition. And if you have a perfectly preserved specimen, you might even be able to sell it for even more. So, how can you tell if you've got a 2004 no-mint mark penny in your collection? It's actually pretty simple. All you need to do is look at the reverse side of the penny. If there's no mint mark beneath the word E pluribus unum, Then you've got a rare coin on your hands. Next, you'll want to check the condition of the coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the penny. Coins in mint condition, those that are practically flawless, are going to be worth much more than those that have signs of wear, scratches, or damage. Now, if you think you've found a 2004 no mint mark penny, what's the next step? First, I recommend getting the coin professionally graded by a trusted service, like the PCGS or NGC, to ensure its authenticity and value. Once graded, you can either sell it through an auction house, an online marketplace, or even at a coin show. Some sellers have made thousands of dollars selling these rare pennies to eager collectors. Just be cautious and make sure you're dealing with a reputable buyer or seller. This way, you'll get the best price for your coin. So, there you have it. The 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a true treasure for collectors, and it's worth way more than its face value. If you've got one, hold on tight. You might just have a valuable piece of American history in your pocket. We're diving into one of the most intriguing pennies in U.S. history, the 1979 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Is it really worth thousands of dollars? Let's find out. The Lincoln penny, a symbol of American currency since 1909, went through some fascinating changes over the years. But the 1979 penny stands out, particularly the 1979 no mint mark variety. You may be wondering, what makes this coin so special? In 1979, most U.S. pennies were minted at either the Philadelphia or Denver Mint. But, interestingly, the Philadelphia Mint didn't stamp the P Mint mark on their coins that year, which was a departure from the usual practice of marking Philadelphia coins. Because of this, the 1979 no mint mark penny has sparked a lot of interest among collectors. Unlike other years where a mint mark is present or clear, this 1979 penny doesn't have a mint mark, making it a unique find. So, why does the 1979 no mint mark penny command such high prices? Well, this coin is relatively rare in certain conditions, especially in high grades. Coins that are in mint state, like the MS-67 grade, can fetch upwards of $1,000 or more at auction. Why? Because finding one in pristine, almost perfect condition is quite rare. Most of the 1979 pennies are circulated, so their value is much lower unless they are in exceptional condition. The absence of a mint mark itself doesn't make the coin extremely valuable, but when combined with its rarity and the number of high-quality coins left, collectors are eager to get their hands on one of these pennies in excellent condition. Now, how do you spot a 1979 no mint mark penny worth thousands of dollars? First, look for the key details. No mint mark on the reverse side, and it's a coin that was minted in Philadelphia. Next, condition is key. A coin that is graded higher, like MS-65 or MS-67, will be worth more. Make sure the coin is free from major damage, scratches, or wear. Coins with clear details, like Lincoln's portrait and the lettering, are what collectors want. So, how much is this penny really worth today? While most 1979 no mint mark pennies are worth between 1 and 10 cents, things change dramatically for those in high grades. A coin graded in MS-67 has sold for over $2,000 in the past few years at auction. But that's not all. Some even higher grades, like MS-68, have sold for even more, sometimes topping $5,000, depending on the demand at the time. If you think you've found one of these rare 1979 pennies, your next step is to get it evaluated. Take it to a reputable coin dealer or use online platforms like eBay, where collectors search for these rarities. Just make sure you get it properly graded by a trusted organization, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, to determine its true value. The 1979 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how a small detail, like the absence of a mint mark, can turn a simple coin into a collector's dream. So, if you have one tucked away in your collection, it might just be worth a lot more than you think. We've got something truly exciting for you. The 2007 D Mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. It might look like your everyday penny, but some of these coins are worth thousands of dollars. Stick around to find out why. Cue upbeat music as the screen transitions to the coin. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny, also known as the 1-cent piece, has been a cornerstone of American currency since 1909. The 2007 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, Colorado, and is part of the ongoing tradition honoring Abraham Lincoln, America's 16th president. Close-up shot of a 2007 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny in 2007. The U.S. Mint produced over 4 billion pennies, and many of them were released into circulation. But unlike earlier years, 2007 saw a special series of pennies. The year marked the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, so the U.S. Mint also began issuing new designs on the reverse of the penny as part of the presidential dollar coin program. Cut to a graphic showing different Lincoln penny designs over the years. Now, it's the 2007 D-Mint Mark penny we're focusing on today. Most of these pennies you'll find in your change are fairly common, but here's where it gets interesting. While the 2007 D Lincoln penny was produced in large numbers, there are a few key factors that can significantly increase its value. First, let's talk about its potential for rare, high-quality specimens. Cut to a close-up of a perfectly struck 2007 D penny. Pennies with unusual characteristics, like double strikes, die cracks, or off-center minting errors, are the real treasure for collectors. Coins with these imperfections can fetch thousands of dollars at auction, depending on their rarity and condition. If the coin was struck multiple times by the dies, it could result in a double image on Lincoln's portrait or the lettering. These pennies are rare and highly sought after by collectors. Some 2007 D pennies were struck off-center, creating an asymmetrical design. These are considered error coins and can be worth much more than a typical penny. While many of these pennies are circulated, if you find one in mint condition, particularly in uncirculated or gem quality grades like MS67 or higher, it can also be worth a lot. Pennies with a high grade might go for several hundred to even thousands of dollars. Some of the most valuable 2007 D pennies, especially those with mint errors or perfect grades, can easily sell for anywhere from $100 to over $10,000 at auction. The higher the grade and rarity, the more you can expect to earn from your find. Camera cuts to a shot of the host holding a magnifying glass, examining a 2007 D penny. Now, you're probably wondering, how can you spot a valuable 2007 D penny in your collection or spare change? Here are some tips. Check for the D mint mark, which indicates that the coin was minted in Denver. This will tell you if the penny is part of the 2007 D series. Use a magnifying glass or a loupe to look for any minting mistakes like double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. If it's still shiny and looks uncirculated, it's worth checking with a professional for grading. Get a professional opinion. If you think you've found a rare one, it's always a good idea to have it evaluated by a professional coin dealer or get it graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Cut to an image of a professional coin grading certificate SO. There you have it. While most 2007 D Lincoln pennies aren't worth more than 1 cent, certain rare errors or coins in mint condition can be worth a small fortune. Keep an eye out for those special finds. If you have a 2007 D penny in your collection, don't overlook it. It might just be the next big thing in your coin hunt. And who knows, it could be worth thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow collectors, and leave a comment below. Let me know if you've ever found a rare penny, or if you have any questions about the 2007 D Lincoln penny. We're diving deep into a coin that's been making waves in the collector's market, the 1967 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. If you've got one of these in your collection, you might be sitting on a small fortune. But what makes this penny so valuable? Let's find out. The Lincoln penny, first minted in 1909, has been a staple in U.S. coinage for over a century. But in 1967, something unusual happened. Some of the pennies minted that year didn't have the mint mark, which normally indicates where the coin was produced, either at the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, or San Francisco Mint. In 1967, the U.S. Mint was undergoing changes, and as a result, a small batch of pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. These coins were supposed to be minted at the Philadelphia Mint, but the lack of a mint mark was an oversight that would later make them highly desirable to collectors. While most of us are familiar with the D mint mark for Denver or the S for San Francisco, the absence of a mint mark on a 1967 penny makes it a rare anomaly. In fact, These no-mint mark pennies were only produced in small quantities, making them quite rare today. Many believe that the lack of mint marks was simply an oversight, but over the years, this error has caught the attention of collectors, and it's become one of the most sought-after errors in modern penny history. Now, let's talk value. A typical 1967 penny in average condition might only be worth a few cents, but if you have one of these rare, no-mint mark pennies in excellent condition, you could be looking at thousands of dollars. Depending on its grade, a 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can fetch anywhere from $10 to $10,000 or more. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. In fact, some well-preserved versions of this penny have been known to sell for more than $50,000 at auctions. Collectors love these because they're rare, and owning one represents a piece of history that most people have never even heard of. If you have one of these in your collection, you could have an unexpected treasure. Wondering how to identify your own 1967 no-mint mark penny? It's actually pretty simple. First, check the date. If you see 1967 without a mint mark, then you're on the right track. Next, carefully examine the coin's condition. Anything from wear and tear to the presence of any unique markings can affect the value. Coins in better condition, especially those with sharp details and minimal wear, are the ones that really command top dollar. Wondering where to sell your rare 1967 penny? Well, you've got a few options. You can head to a trusted local coin shop, but online auctions and marketplaces like eBay are where these coins tend to fetch the highest bids. Just be sure to get your coin professionally graded by an expert, like PCGS or NGC, before selling it. Grading can help you get the best price. So, there you have it, everything you need to know about the 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. If you've got one, it might just be worth more than you think. Be sure to check your coin collection, and don't forget to subscribe for more rare coin insights. Could your 1967 penny be worth thousands? Let us know in the comments if you found one, and be sure to hit that bell so you never miss another rare coin discovery.